welcome back, my dear friends. Today we have another classless case, another another classless situation. Just as yesterday, I remember ending the video and talking about the importance of us who of all of us who live here in the West, but it really doesn't matter. I believe that it's not only an issue or a problem in US. I think no matter where you live, I would say that it would be wonderful if we would have some standards, if we would hold ourselves accountable first before we worry about things and problems that we cannot change. So just yesterday, I remember we kind of got in the flow of things. We were sharing certain aspects of this. And today, I just wanted to come on for a moment and share this weird accident with a woman who was trying to board the plane, and she was denied the entry. She was denied the boarding because of how highly inappropriate she looked. And I want to say I'm really proud of I'm not a fan of Spirit Airlines, but I think they did the absolutely right thing. They did what they were supposed to do because airport is actually not a place to be extremely casual. It's not a place to wear the same outfit that you would wear at home when you're lounging on a couch. It is different. People used to wear gloves, people used to wear official, almost formal attire if you watch movies from the past. But this lady decided that everybody should witness every nook and cranny of her body, and she think that wearing a itty bitty tiny shorts on public in general, but in at the airport in particular, that somehow that is acceptable, and somehow um she got the right to be so indecent. And I think that people afraid to pick up conflicts, people afraid to get fired even in the airport, and that's why nobody told her anything. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hello, John. Welcome, welcome. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to play the audio. Let's see if it's gonna play. On Sunday, we were getting ready to board the plane. That's her outfit also. Front desk, she stopped me. We are going outside. You're not getting on a plane like that. So I looked at her and I said, like what? She said, with those shorts. I said, everybody here has on shorts. What's the problem with my shorts? And I've been in this airport for 40 minutes with my shorts and my robe on, and nobody addressed me about my attire. I'm confused. I'm confused. This is crazy. This is not shorts. In the background is Grayer's sister, lady. This is not shorts. These are underwear. These are shorts that you only wear when you work out in a room by yourself. You don't even wear this kind of stuff to the gym because people do not need to see your genitalia. People really don't need to see that. Nobody is asking, nobody's paying. This is not a strip club. I just the whole thing that she if you guys were able to see this in the video, she is standing wearing a bathrobe. Since when the bathrobe leaves the house? Since when we are walking around in bathrobes? I just want to know. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but since when the bathrobes are something that we are considering and showing on the public? When did this new fashion kicked in? I am so okay. I'm not a fan of Spirit Airlines for multiple reasons, but I'm so glad that that officer stood up to her and told her give her the reality check. This is so extremely embarrassing. I feel that every case like this, every woman like this that allows herself to just neglect the code, the social norms, the rules, it's a slap in our face. It's disrespect. It's just such obnoxious behavior that should be very strictly uh, approached and controlled. We are not. What is next? We're gonna go without undergarments. Like, what is next? And women like this, they don't understand that there are also children, there are adolescents, there are teenagers, and they're very uncomfortable with this. And it's very intimate to show the parts of your body, and in such a classless way. Once again, this outfit is only appropriate for the beach. If you're running at the beach, you're running, there's, waves and water, and you're running, go full ahead, because this is where people wearing underwear like, but it called a swimming suit, or it could be a sporty outerwear. And I am very embarrassed that this even exists, even though I would never wear something like this, even in my own house. When I have people, when I have family, I would never wear something so inappropriate, simply out of respect for myself and for people. Again, it's very intimate and should be kept for intimate purposes unless it's a beach or a pool. But I think that right now people are crossing all the boundaries with doing that, and therefore very soon they're gonna be in for a rude awakening, because they will be denied entrances to the restaurants, they will be denied entrances to some public places, to airports. Am I wrong to think that airport is kind of an elevated place? Not everybody gets to fly. Flying, being able to fly is a privilege. That's why, once again, in just some decades ago, people would be would be dressing very formal to the airport. Personally, I think that wearing loungewear like leggings and fitness athletic outwear is also inappropriate. And I think it's the worst in US and in some lazier countries. I just think that it's not about the clothing or a brand, as it is. It's about respect. It's about respect. It's about decency. And I think that they really pushing the last button. And the beautiful thing would be is that I'm gonna be in for rude awakening when you have things planned. Maybe you are going somewhere for a vacation, maybe you're going to meet somebody, and here you come and your ticket is canceled. How beautiful that would be. I think that's the only way to learn. And this woman, if I would show you, if you watch that video, this was on Matt Walsh. I was watching Matt Walsh episode, and it's interesting because this woman, instead of feeling ashamed and apologizing and like finding a way of work this out, she goes to the news report. She goes and reports to the news about how she got mistreated, and what a poor woman she is. I'm sure that many outlets might spin this, but man, Spirit Air, you know what? I might even fly Spirit one more time, just to acknowledge this. Spirit is really not my favorite airline. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They have their service is very questionable, but this was a good move. Let me say hello to everybody. What do you guys think about it? Do are you comfortable? I want to ask men in my chat. Are you comfortable when you are going somewhere and you see, for example, if you talk about women, you see women in the crop tops, where you welcomed way too far, where you're not supposed to be welcomed. When you see women, they're at leisure or athletic outerwear, and you can see certain things that honestly, a couple decades ago, only only your husband was supposed to see. I am a woman and I'm extremely uncomfortable with this. I can't even, it's like this secondhand embarrassment. I was at dinner the other day at one of my favorite places, and actually in a really nice part of a town. And the ladies who were there, some of the ladies, um, they were very much very prominent, very very plus size type of ladies, and they were wearing these tiny crop tops. It's just not only is it's both, it's inappropriate, it's a wrong attire for your body type. It's not even appropriate for the gym because it's 5 sizes smaller. And we really, you know there was no extra charge to dinner. Nobody came to watch a show. It was not that kind of show, as I say sometimes. But the ladies felt like going out in a crop top, like a sport, more like a sport bra, going out in a sport bra, which is 5 sizes smaller, I would say easily. And your stomach is outside, and then you are wearing the leggings, the yoga pants. You never go to yoga, but you wear yoga pants to the restaurant for dinner. And I think this is how societies get destroyed. I really feel that we have the war on beauty, the war on effort, the war on aesthetics, because people so afraid to lose their business that they allow these customers. I don't understand how somebody who stands, who is a host, do not say, if you go to a different place, do not tell the guest that I'm sorry, we cannot serve you today. We cannot serve you today. You should be able to afford to lose a customer, or let the customer know that you need to be qualified to be there. I could never dream of this, to see these kind of things. And when I have people visiting from Europe or from other places, when they come, they have at least 3 to 5 to 10 to however many days of shock, just culture shock. So, but dear man, that refers to you as well, because a lot of men nowadays dress like children. Hoodie is not a real outfit. You know, when you're a grown man, and you going out in this weird, also working out kind of clothes that is weirdly fitted, that is, just knows that you look like a slob, and you are not that much better. You are not that much better for the higher purpose of our society going where it should be. You're not that much better, because a man doesn't have to be fancy, but he should have things, his things tight. He shouldn't have his stomach outside. His pants are hanging down to his knees. What is that? I turn my head away when I see a man that, especially if he's trying to talk to me, and I can see his underwear. Nobody in the world want to see men's underwear. Not a single living, breathing creature, human being. Nobody, absolutely no one wants to see men's lingerie. Oh, lingerie. I'm sorry, men's underwear. No, absolutely not. Welcome, welcome, my dear friends. Welcome, Jeff. Hello, hello, Beanie. John, thank you for stopping by. Yes, it's underwear. I hadn't seen this. Yeah, I showed a little piece of the clip. It's underwear, and it's inappropriately tucked in all the nooks and crannies of the woman's body. This is so wrong on so many levels. It's extremely inappropriate to see that. Not to mention that there are women, there are children, there are teenagers, and there are people that need peace. They cannot see that. There are people that that are still older people that seen class. This is too rude and too immature to show this kind of stuff into their face. That's why we have our homes where you can walk upside down if you want to, you know, in your own room, in your own place. That would cause privacy. I will not even walk around like this when my with my own kids in boxers. Exactly. Exactly, same. I don't go outside in anything unless in pants and t-shirt. Yeah, I mean, it's uncalled for. We're not at the pool. Um, for those of my guys who are a little bit older and have been around and been flying, maybe for several decades, do you remember the difference in the airport now and then? Because I only know it by the videos. And where I'm from, people still dress up. So even though now, when I fly certain places, or I used to fly, people still put themselves together. They generally don't roll out of bed and go to the airport. Thank you, Bean. I agree with you. I don't think that children should see us in our underwear. Honestly, it's very inappropriate. Unless it's a toddler, or unless it's a newborn. Unless it's a newborn and you're dying. That's the only excuse. Hi, Veronica. I like you. I love your fur coats. Well, thank you. Thank you. Follow me on my Instagram page. I'm gonna have some content coming for my Instagram. So this is a different channel, as you can see. Bullet bars, and I've seen women in their pajamas, shower caps, I know, bonnets, right, and very little clothes on. It makes me uncomfortable. We have lost our decorum. We go our places. Yes, yes. I think that the restaurants, the concerts, events, even grocery stores. The other day, I was at one of the grocery stores. I usually don't go for this reason, but I was in this one grocery store and I could see, I don't know how to say it properly, but I, I think they call it plumber's butt on a woman. And at the same time, she was on the phone on a loudspeaker. Yeah. I somehow still feel that, airport is still a place of very high security. It's a special place. Most people can go to grocery store, but very few people, relatively go to airport, especially to lounge zones, especially to nice and elevated places. I think the security should be very strict. They should sell clothes, maybe, for the fools, you know, for the ladies that are lazy to put themselves together, that don't have enough of respect. Maybe they should sell some clothes at the airport at some critical prices. You know how everything is at the airport is. You know, have clothes for some at some critical prices and make them buy it. You either I think that would be great. Some kind of cover up. I don't know, a cape. I don't know, some kind of ridiculously expensive clothes you want to get on your flight. You don't want to lose your ticket. Go buy this clothes, and only under this condition you can enter. Yeah, it's like guys wearing jeans down to knees and showing their underwear. Yeah, I cannot stand that. I think this is just. I have no words when I see that. I have no words when I see supposedly a man in his underwear. That's the most, I'm sorry, but that is the most disgusting thing you can think of when you are outside. Nobody's trying to see that. Not a single person alive. So as a woman in a shower cap, in a shower cap, or what they call it, a bonnet. I have this joke where, with my family that the only time you will see me outside in a robe or underwear in a bonnet or something like this outside, it means there are two things are happening. I have pneumonia and the house is on fire. Two at the same time, and maybe something else is going on. I don't know. Apocalypse. Bathrobe and underwear. Bathrobe and underwear lady. Um, did you have a bathrobe and underwear lady on your flight? Yeah, or maybe you're just saying it as an example. Yeah, no, no, this is so wrong. This is like it's almost like you broke in someone's house. If you see a woman in a bathrobe and underwear, it's the same thing. You might think that you were out of your mind and you broke in someone's house, but no, you are sitting next to somebody in the airplane. I'm so proud of the officers that put that woman into her place. It's like, stop it, stop, just stop. Um, yeah, it's like public nudity. It's indecent exposure. You're not supposed to do this, and I really think that it's indecent exposure for teenagers. If you have, you know that they're struggling with a lot of things. They are very uncomfortable, and adolescents they're very uncomfortable to seeing all this, and especially when it's in your face. When you are at the airport and you have your seats and people passing, usually not everyone can afford a private jet or a business class. So usually people literally have their parts of their body literally in your face. When they get up, when you have to change the seats. And how extremely inappropriate is that? I don't even want to discuss it, but it's so wrong. So yes, Spirit Airlines, if you're watching, you're not as bad. Okay, okay, I'll take my words back. You are not as trash as I thought you were. you know uh, Spirit Airlines is so funny because they tell you they have all these great deals, but by the time you add all the things you need, the ticket is the price of really good airlines. And they would measure your little carry-ons. They would sell you air, and they would only smile to you, like vividly when they trying to sell a credit card. It's like all of a sudden the classic smile, the not the most genuine but classic. I remember I had some uncontrollable laughter on a plane because that particular day we were flying Spirit and they were so mean to us. They were just way less than cordial that day. And I told myself that day I will never again fly Spirit. Never again. Especially that in the end the price is no different than other much better airlines. And I just took the decision in my mind. So we go into our seats, and all of a sudden, they had this credit card promotion, and they were this woman in particular. She was walking, just before that, they were scolding and yelling, and there was not a genuine smile. There was no support, no just regular politeness. It was just measure this and don't do this. And it was just so mean. And then she was walking, around the people across the plane, and she was basically showing the credit, the credit card, and like. So I remember that we still have it as a joke. It was like, like, hey, how about we spend you spend some money with us? But I don't know. At least they did something right for the first time. I don't know. Do you guys ever fly Spirit? And do you think they took the right decision? What do you think? Hello, Joseph. Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Veronica, that is how it used to be. If somebody wasn't wearing the appropriate clothing, they were denied entry. Yes, the dress code. Um, There was mainly clubs and some restaurants. Yeah, but I'm sure nobody dared to go to an airport, wearing underwear. I used to have a nightmare. Anybody else had these nightmares? I used to have a nightmare that I went to school and I forgot to dress properly. Somehow, you take your coat off and you have some kind of undergarment, or you don't have your skirt. We used to have uniforms. And I remember sweating, like cold sweat, and waking up in a cold sweat and not understanding why, crying, trying to run back home. But that was in like early high school. I remember those nightmare dreams because you are exposed, you are vulnerable, you are not dressed, you're not protected, you cannot have your confidence fully, when you are not in accordance to the situation. In America, we have got babies raising babies. Yeah, I know. But guys, I know men are watching me as well. Uh, don't go outside like you just found trash on the ground. It's again, it's not about the brands. It's not about the showing off, but it's about having self respect. Think about those men you're looking up to. You know what's interesting? I've noticed when I go outside, if you're watching my channel, I am generally put together. Sometimes I can be casual, but I'm always put together. The amount of excuses I've heard from people, they would see me, they would make a compliment, and they would start telling me that it's because they got older, they don't dress up. It's because they gain weight, they don't dress up. It's because their job is so different now, so they don't dress up. It's because they don't have a boyfriend, they don't dress up. I remember one girl was eating chips, and her chips were the крошечки, the like dust from from her chips were falling on her breast, and she was telling me how usually she is put together. You don't need to try to excuse yourself like this. Just take a note and put some effort. I was kind of taught good presentation was a courtesy to other people. Yes, to yourself and to other people. I mean, you don't have to look like a Hollywood star. I mean, you can. I'm just kidding. Yes, I agree. Uh, but you shouldn't make people around you uncomfortable. Yes. Hello, Dave. Wait, welcome, welcome. Joseph is saying you are so beautiful. Thank you, Joseph. I have to run. I only flew that airline once. Yeah, I hear you. Your dress not only reflects on you by your family and friends, it's just respect for other people. Yes, because we are representing. Imagine, you're coming to school, you representing your children, or you come into work, or you're married to a person that everyone respects, and as a woman you go outside in weird, very revealing outfits, or the other way around. You just not kept, you're not put together. Eventually somebody going to put their foot down. And I just want to say, I think that people in companies are scared sometimes to put their foot down because with this weird kind of tolerance, I feel that people are afraid to get fired. People are afraid to lose their job. People are afraid to tell the truth because we are taught nowadays to shove all these things and be what they call it. not polite, but I call it, weakness. But they have this word that they say nowadays that you cannot be offensive. They might think it's a racial issue. They might think it's a social dynamics issue. So you're gonna be called all these names. But honestly, I think that this example will show some of these ladies that, yeah, good luck planning your travel. Good luck doing all this. You may or may not get in on your flight. I'm really proud of this man who let this woman know that, look, you look so horrific right now. You look so out of place. You look so inappropriate that the only place you can go from here is home, and be happy that you are not going to jail, that you are not arrested. I honestly think that it should be maybe one warning and then you should be arrested for walking around like this. Because again, we have children, we have elderly people, we have all kinds of things to follow. And yes, I am proud that at some point in America, maybe people will stop being so soft and so submissive and so afraid and so just dropping the standards for everyone like on the floor, like it's trash of the trash. I don't know, I honestly think sometimes what could we do? Because when I see this, I'm thinking about, seeing people in pajamas, seeing people with their body parts outside. I just you can't help but wonder what kind of life your children will have, your grandchildren will have. You wonder what's next. But we all have a personal responsibility of teaching of applying, first of all, these standards to ourselves, and then focusing on people we are responsible for. My parents would have whipped my if I tried to walk out of the house looking like a mess. Yes. Yes, exactly. The scariest thing about this, that clothing is a representation. It's just one part, but it leads to so much. It's like a house of cards. You have certain things happening, you have certain things, um, you drop standards on this, that, and the other, and eventually it's just trash everywhere. You know, like for example, if you go to some low class, low income neighborhoods, you feel it. It's in the air. This terrible vibe of poverty, of dirt, of crime, of women, men and women both having no standards, having a lot of kids with unknown fathers. There is something, all the elements are so important. If you remember, we studied that in school, that in the nature, when one element is off, like they say, like if mosquito disappear or some bug disappear or something tiny disappears, the whole ecosystems go through a major change, and it's a threat to a whole ecosystem. That is in the nature and biology. And now imagine having the same for us humans. So I will never stop talking about this, because I think that all of us could really bring up the our standard for things. People are so much more likely to help you, to support you, even unknown people you see for the first time. Sometimes you do lose your wallet. Sometimes you do, God forbid, lose your documents. Sometimes you're stranded and you need a ride. And people people are so much more likely to help somebody who has self-respect and respect for others than to help a bum. If I, let's say, I had situations in my life when I changed my shoes, so I took another purse, and then I realized, okay, I left my ID and my wallet at home. You know, I mean, maybe it happened here and there, and I know if I need to make a phone call, even if I need to have a taxi, or I need even to buy groceries, I know if I go and this is really happens, people won't doubt to help because they could tell that um, something really happened. But when you gave up, no matter if something really happened, when you put no effort, when you put no respect for people, they will never help you. Because they also know that whatever they will do for you, you're just gonna throw to trash, and they're afraid even stand next to you because they don't know if they're gonna get robbed, they don't know if they're gonna get assaulted. So, for the ladies who are watching me, the best example is if there is a moment when your life is threatened, who do you think, and there are several people that need to be saved, who do you think, who do you think going to be saved first? Somebody who decided to offend everyone with their organs, or a woman that looks like she brings value to society? And I think this is a subconscious process. Some people will say, well, it's your duty to be a hero, if you are. And of course, people try to save you in the natural disasters, in fires, they try to save you, they risk their lives, that is for sure. But I'm talking about more casual situations, and it's a subconscious thing. It's not that somebody is shallow or low. We are driven by these instincts. I don't think very many people, when this officer told this lady that she cannot board the plane because of her inappropriate attire, I don't think that people in the airport gotten up from their seats and were, scanning, let this lady on a plane. They probably were exhaling because they won't have to have this inappropriate interactions when she is passing by in her underwear with her body parts in their face, like, I think they were relieved. And it's interesting because people usually who are so disrespectful, they also show up and they are very obnoxious. They don't know any manners. That's what I noticed as well. So anyway, Spirit Airlines got a point. Okay, 1 second. I think it's a little bit late for I think it's a little bit late for all my mods, and I usually try to come earlier, but just 1 second. Thank you guys. Thank you for the comments. If you hadn't seen, I've uploaded a video today with my theory. I have this wild theory. It's on another topic about this CEO case. I was just thinking yesterday. I don't know if you watched the video. If you haven't, it's I posted. It's uploaded video. I have this theory what actually happened. I really wonder if the CEO wife, the astronomer CEO wife, I really wonder if she set him up. I really wonder if she knew about this, if it's been things like this been going on for years, and maybe she was waiting till her children are teenagers, till they're kind of grown, and she was waiting to get at him because there is not just the financial is very serious. The cost of this kind of scandalous divorce, but there is emotional. There is embarrassment. It's just as high of a cost because you have harder times to get hired again, to be respected by community, and so on and so forth. So yeah, watch the video. It's actually very short, only 4 minutes. I just put some ideas. I wonder if that was not an accident. But that is another topic. We'll talk about this. I just saw some comments. Um, that is for another topic. But I'm actually thinking that this could be true because the girl, the girl who was a camera girl at the concert, she said some things. People were asking her, so she said she didn't know that she gonna put on camera such high profile people. But the way she said it, and then she said she is sorry for the family. The way she said it, she was so detached. She was definitely not sorry for the family, and it looks like she definitely was not surprised that she had high profile people. And it looks like she knew exactly their place, exactly where they were supposed to be on the stage. So my next career gonna be an investigator. But honestly, when I listened to the way she said all of those things, I was thinking, I think somebody got paid over here because she knew exactly where to aim. And when she shared about it, she didn't have excitement. Like, she didn't have this raw emotion. How is that she shot this viral clip that went into millions and millions of views, probably gonna be billions? And also, I have my suspicions. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see, what it will turn out to be. But we can talk about this, that I hope that some body language channel would analyze. She seemed to be very detached when she talked about her catching just the right. She caught just the right angle, just the right people, just at the right time. And she wasn't really um she didn't really have raw emotions, rather than very controlled. So, I have my suspicions. I think there is a possibility that um the wife got very tired of this stupid affair, and the co-workers also knew about it, especially the one that was laughing about it. It looks like she had a riot. She was just standing there and like she's in high school, and somebody got busted. It's just I don't know, guys. If if this is the case, I think I won't be doing any more videos. I'm going to be learning to become an investigator. But it just was interesting, when this camera girl, when she said, yeah, I feel sorry for the family, for the disruption. The way she said it, she she was very flat and very detached. Usually when you really have empathy for somebody, you can feel it in their expression. She was very detached when she was saying this, so I don't think she feels sorry for the family. Anyway, that's for nothing. You really need to watch this. You really need to watch these clips to see that. um oh my goodness, thank you, Bean. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. I do. You're the most elegant and beautiful woman on here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bin. Thank you, Bin. Do you guys have some thoughts? I'm in the mood to read a few comments before we call it a night. It's getting a little bit late, but I'm still here. We're not gonna give any attention to people who do not deserve it. So thank you for getting more views and more hours for me so I can get monetized. So I appreciate every single weirdo. Yes, there are people that all they have is internet. So all they can do, they cannot. There are many men that cannot afford a woman. All they can do is put likes and hearts, but even that they cannot afford. So it happens. It happens. Trying to see somebody send me something. Okay, I will look it up a little bit later. Hey, let's see. Just all right. It's 11. It is 11:11. Yes, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. So if you have some ideas, if you would like to, thank you, John. Thank you, John. You're awesome. Yes, if you would like to reach out, if you have some comments, if you want to suggest a topic, if you wanted to reach out for a long time, you can do it now. I have my email. You can go in about section of the channel. You will see my email. Um, and this is how you can reach out. If you can't find things, you can always comment under the video. A lot of people ask me how to reach me, and I do have. I don't know if John, are you still here? Could you please leave my email? My email consultveronica@gmail.com. You can reach out if you want some personal coaching. If you want me to help you to understand how to properly court a classy woman. I know a lot of men who follow me. They want to have a chance with a beautiful, elevated, elegant, inside and out woman, but they don't know how to do it exactly. The art, the lost art. Sometimes the courtships feels to me like truly the lost art, and especially in this time when it is so confusing and so many women refuse to be women, and then as a man you forget. Um, I had many years when I consulted men who were dating or wanting to marry an Eastern European woman, and I helped a lot of men. I cannot even tell you how many men had asked me for advice when they would meet a very classy woman, but would not understand the customs, would not understand the way how to treat her, how to take care of her, and I can absolutely help you with that. Um, Unfortunately, for many, it is becoming a lost art at times, but I don't think it's really lost. It's just prominent in certain circles, and if you if you want to have a woman, and then I mean, okay, this is maybe not the most wholesome reason, but when you want to have a woman that you want everyone to be jealous of the woman that you have to be up to par. You cannot not elevate yourself, not change yourself, not raise your standards, and get a woman of your dreams, so to speak, with very poor manners. Just like a woman in underwear, in boy shorts, cannot enter even the gates of spirit. As a woman in the boy shorts cannot even enter not only the gates of heaven, but also the gates of Spirit Airlines. So yes, some people. I got some requests. I think on WhatsApp. I only talk in WhatsApp or Viber with people who I know. So if you need my help, please request at my email. I will be glad to help you while I can. Uh, Maybe I cannot help you. If I cannot help you, I will let you know. A lot of people also wonder about some, psychological and cultural differences, and that is something I can help us as well. The only thing I cannot help you with is I cannot turn a person that does not exist into a real one. I cannot turn the person that is fake and that is maybe a scammer on internet. I cannot turn that to a real woman. So unfortunately, with the situation right now in Eastern Europe and particularly in Ukraine, the scamming websites are just on a rise because unfortunately dishonest people use the dishonest people use the situation, the circumstance, the war to try to um, manipulate that in their favor. So please use discernment. Use discernment if you're still trying to. It's very possible to meet people meeting now no less than they were meeting before, but just remember common sense. And I can also help with discernment when it comes to your situation, if you, whether you're talking to a real person or not. Because unfortunately, a lot of people not talking to a real person. Um, Sometimes you're talking to AI, sometimes you're talking to pre-recorded clips, and because of the war in Ukraine, a lot of websites are harshly manipulated. So that is extremely sad, and that's why you have to, you just have to have your discernment, because just as much as there are a lot of real people that want to have a chance at international marriage, for example, just as much scammers. So you just have to be smart. You can also obviously search internet if you have time. So, but I just got this letter, and let me see if I can look. Yes, asking me whether something is real or fake. Unfortunately, most people that rush you with things, that force you with things, that don't want you to talk to anybody about them, most of those people of course are not real. Anyway, my dear friends, do you have any last minute comments, ideas? You talking astrology? Wait, no. The guy I was talking about was I think astronomer. Please help me, somebody. Well, at least it's a PR for a company. I don't know if it's a good PR or not. Just 1 second, guys. Okay, so oh my goodness. I don't know why it's not opening. Anyway, I will have, what I will do another live, just answering a bunch of questions. I think that would be better. I think that would be a lot better. Well, if you were going to take anything out of this video, remember that is our responsibility. It's not about tomorrow, it's not about after tomorrow, it's not about, yes, all these excuses. I want to see people, you don't have to be fancy, you don't have to be overdressed, you don't have to have Armani suits, but this comes for men as well. when you go outside, and especially if you would like to be seen, especially if you know you want to socialize. It's summer, so many beautiful places. So many places are open, in summer people are so much more social. Remember that if you're a man, for example, right, and you're going out and about and you see a beautiful woman, an elegant woman, and you look like you were fixing your car, you look like you're just coming out straight from the garage, you're probably going to be embarrassed to even introduce yourself. you know I remember my father. My father was very, if I would live my life according to him, I would be in a, what it is, monastery for women. Like, is it monastery or is it monastery only for men? Nun. I would be a nun. Yes, if I would live a life according to my dad's wish, I would be a nun. But nevertheless, I remember he actually, he was very, he was very kind of old style, and he told me about a lady he met, and he said she was wearing this dress. It's like she just ran out from the kitchen. Like, I mean, kitchen is good. It means that she was making food, but it was so awkward to see that even him was his very very ultra conservative views. Uh, he was mentioning a woman and how disappointed he was, and that by running out of the kitchen, it means that you know she looked like a, yeah, how to say this in English, kucharka. It's like the lowest of the chef, not a chef in a beautiful elevated way, but kind of like you know like a slave, like a kitchen slave. Where are you from? I am originally from Kiev, Ukraine, but I live in the United States for a very long time right now. Welcome to those people who are new on the channel. For those who don't know, I have people who are new. So yes, I grew up in post USSR era, so I have a lot life experiences, and I really like sharing my perspective and having discussions on this channel, and that's what we do here. So today we talked about the denied access, um, denied access to the Spirit Airline for wearing underwear, sport underwear on public at the airport. That we actually have some people that have core and character and strengths here in the United States that does actually can stand for something. Um, Marine, I'm typing from Alaska. Alaska, my dream. My dream. How do you know that it's one of my next destinations? I really, really dream to see Alaska. I don't know. I love diamonds. I love furs. This Alaska is so interesting because, by the way, I have a question to you. If you're from Alaska, what do you study about history of Alaska? Because when I was growing up, we were studying that Alaska was not sold, so that Russia did not sell Alaska to America, but gave it out for 100 years of rent. So that Alaska wasn't sold, that Russia gave Alaska to America to rent it out for 100 years and then was supposed to get it back. So this is very funny, but here in America they teach that Alaska was simply sold. So that is a big conflict, actually. Uh Big conflict in information. I don't know, somebody told me recently that there are certificates of Alaska being sold. Uh, I've learned that some Americans don't even know that Alaska used to belong to Russia. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with history and geography in US, but when I hear this, I really think that we should something should be done about education. There is no way that you can live in the United States and not know that Alaska used to belong to Russia. I'm sorry, this is crazy. But anyway, oh, so you work on a cruise ship? Could you send me an email if you have a possibility? And I would have a couple questions too, because well, I'll tell you later why, if you don't mind. I know you're probably very busy, but if you don't mind reaching out and sharing some of your experience, that is so cool. It's such a beautiful state, gorgeous, just gorgeous. Okay, well, when you have a possibility, of course, there is no rush. Well, yes, I don't like saying some things I haven't done yet, but there are a couple of places that I would like to visit. Um, yes, I would absolutely love to visit, and it's one of the places that are on my list, on my close future list. So that's why I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. John is saying, yeah, she should take a trip to Alaska, Veronica. The inside passage is beautiful. I've worked in Ketchikan for 4 seasons. Yes, I can imagine. You're lucky, always seeing beautiful places. Maybe you can give me a mini consultation, because I have some plans. It's nothing in stone yet, but if you guys don't see me live, it means I'm out there with bears. Um, I believe it was 15 cents an acre paid for Alaska. Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity. It's insanity. Yes. But again, that is such an interesting that is such an interesting history moment, because as long as I was studying, we were told that basically America stole it because it was supposed to be rented out for 100 years, not just given away. Listen, don't ever rent anything out for more than several lifetime spans, okay? Because everybody gonna be dead, whether it was sold or rented out. Nobody going to nobody is gonna be alive in 100 years. So don't do that. We are taught here in US that US bought Alaska. I never heard this rent thing. Yeah, I'm telling you. And the way things are going right now, you know, I hope this conversation won't come to light. Um, hello, Robert. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, 15 cents, man. 15 cents. That's a deal. I'll take it. I saw Alaska from the helicopter. Sometimes I've watched some private tours, not cruise ships, but my real dream is to do like an adventure tour. But I was really tied up with a lot of family things, and I've been watching these adventure tours for Alaska. I've been watching them like, because once you like something, the algorithms start giving you more of that. And so, yeah, I've been watching all those tours, all those views are wild, wild, so, so beautiful, just stunning. So, yes, maybe it will happen, maybe one day, hopefully in not too far future. Anyway, my darlings, I'm sending you a warm, warm hug. I'm wishing you a good night, a restful night, and I will see you very soon. Let's keep our standards high, before we discuss other people, before we point fingers and laugh. Let's make sure that when we leave the house, men or women, we don't look like we found ourselves in a trash can. We don't look like we are about to walk around and make people uncomfortable, okay? I don't care how bad the environment near you. Be the one, be the one that's always have self-respect. Whether men or women, we need both desperately, desperately, because we are hitting new low over here, and we need to change that as soon as possible, one person at a time. People start reflect on themselves very hardly. I don't know why. No matter where I go, people start telling me excuses. They immediately start to like excuse themselves for I don't even I'm not even talking to them, but they would just say, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I just like I was cleaning my house today," or "Yeah, I'm just right after work," or "Yeah, I gained weight, so I can't wear anything." Don't excuse yourself. People don't care what your story is, but be presentable. You never know who you're gonna meet, where you're gonna be invited, what kind of opportunities you're going to have. So don't look like you have no self-respect and no respect for others. You will never be denied a plane. You know, you will never be denied a plane ride, right? I just googled it, and America paid 7.2 million in 1867. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you for the fact, for the fact check. Appreciate it. Yes, good night, Stan. Good night, John. Thanks for coming again tonight. 4 nights in a row. You're becoming a good habit. Um, Good to hear from you again tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will come as much as I can, excluding probably the weekends, but we will see. Check out my latest check out my latest pre-recorded video. It's very short, but I want to know if you have any insight on what I shared there. I'm gonna be laughing so hard if that's what I suspect is true. Come on cruise tour, enjoy. Yes, it could be. Ideally, I wish that I could go on adventure tour, but if we can organize it, I would go on a cruise as well. Just Alaska is just so magical. I would love to see it. So thank you, Marine. I hope you have amazing. Your work is leaving you happy and satisfied, and hopefully see you again on my channel. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you very soon. Remember, we have to keep it classy.